Hello, my beautiful guys and dolls, and welcome to an episode of Before the Curtain. I'm your host, Abbie Campbell, and we are here to discover the passion behind the performance. Artists of all backgrounds will share their stories about what it takes to create, survive, and thrive in the competitive world of entertainment. Finding inspiration in their journeys, we aim to bring you everything that happens before the curtain. A Vegas local artist, creator, and comedian, today's guest is a former sports reporter who traded the sidelines for the punchlines. She is an in-arena host, mom, and a rockin' MC, if I've ever seen one. She's produced comedy shows including Silent But Deadly, Vegas's only silent disco comedy show. She's with us today because, as a dancer, I have no idea what the comedy scene looks like other than from the audience. So, as you all know, I have questions. Here to give us an insight into her world of humor, hurdles, and I'm sure humble beginnings, please help me welcome to the mic the fabulous Hailey Brooks.
Thanks.
Okay, so why comedy?
Oh, well, So comedy has always been something in my blood, and I've always been a performer. I was class clown in high school. It was all of that, right? But I think I never really truly had the confidence as like a younger person and like an early performer. So what really happened is I was doing this Alice in Wonderland kind of like improv. It was in the basement of they used to call it the Eclipse Theater. Is that what it's still called? Do you know what I'm talking about? Downtown?
Nope.
Like around 4th Street? Okay. So it's this like movie theater, but it had like a secret hidden basement where we would lure people into our little Alice in Wonderland cocktail experience show. And there was a script, but it was a lot of improv. And the script was respectfully hot garbage. It was so bad. It was like written by Australians who were based out of UK, but live in LA. So it was very out of touch. Yes. So I was like, and I was like, you know what? I think I could do better. And so I went open mic night one night and boom, I was like, oh, this is where I was meant to be all along. So if it wasn't for being the Mad Hatter in a basement, I never would have done stand-up. But here we are.
See, I knew it started from humble beginnings. I just had a feeling.
I
think is that still around? Like the Alice in Wonderland experience or something like that? I feel like I've seen it.
I mean, there's so many things that are Alice in Wonderland themed, but that one in particular, I know they did other, like they had like a Beauty and the Beast one and stuff like that in other cities, and it really was cool. But I don't think they still do it. The company was a hot mess. I don't think they're still around in Vegas.
I follow.
Yeah.
So you've always been into acting and performing and...
Yeah. It was mostly when I was a kid, it was like theater and like film and stuff. Like I can go back as far as like 8 years old. I have a VHS. I'm a little old. I have a VHS of like doing like, we did it was Haunted, and it was like a spin-off of like a haunted house, but I played Sandy Scared of Pants and my character was Scared of Pants. And like, so it's been all throughout my life. Storytelling has always been the theme of everything I do. And then now it just became that stand-up is the ultimate like, oh, this is where we're supposed to be thing.
And we slightly hit it before we started the podcast, but you're not from Vegas.
I'm not from Vegas, no. So I've been in Vegas almost 10 years now, but originally I'm from Philly. So I'm from just outside of Philly, moved to Vegas in like 2016. I did a 2-year stint in California, came back, and now Vegas is home.
What brought you to... Did you go to LA and then Vegas?
No, Vegas,
then
LA.
Then Vegas. What brought you to Vegas initially?
So at the time, I went to community college first, and I was studying. I got 2 associate's degrees because I thought 2 associates would equal 1 full bachelor's degree. It does not work that way, but I tried. So technically, I have 3 college degrees, but 2 halves don't make a whole, apparently. But I was really trying. I've always been one for like a loophole. But so I got 2 associate's degrees in community college, and it was time to go for 4-year. I know. It was time to go for 4-year, and at the time, I was like gonna go to Temple. That was the whole thing of where I was. You went to community college, you went to Temple, which is where Bill Cosby went. So you know how it goes down there. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do the norm. I had an uncle that lived in Vegas, and he kept popping out kids left and right. So I would come to Vegas as like a minor, like before 21 all the time whenever he had kids. And I sat down with a professor one day, and he was like, if you could be anywhere, where would you want to be? And I was like, Las Vegas, but I can't afford that. And it was one of those just like common sense moments. He just pulled up the UNLV tuition and was like, you sure about that? And then I compared it, and I was like, oh, wait, it's actually way cheaper than I thought. And I literally wrote a letter to UNLV and was like, hey, love Vegas, can't pay for out-of-state tuition. Like, could I possibly just pay like in-state tuition? And they were like, yeah, sure. So so then I was like, when it was time to college, I went to UNLV. And then ironically, at the same time, my family, all of these, like my mom's job opened up a new like branch that was based out here. My brother wanted to transfer at the post office. So over the course of the past 10 years, my mom, dad, brother, aunt, uncle, cousin have all moved out here. But my initial uncle who lived out here, he moved back home to be closer to family. And then we all left.
Wow.
So that's how I got here.
That's so crazy. Everybody ended up here and then
He went back.
Huh.
Yeah, because it was very cold, like all the time, always. And I wanted out of that and found my way out of that. But guess what? It gets a little bit chilly here. But as long as I'm not shoveling my car out of snow, I'm cool.
Right. Yeah, you kind of forget about that.
Yeah, like I had a car scraper, like a snow scraper in my car, and people would get in and be like, what is that thing? I'm like, you don't understand. It is your worst enemy, but also best friend. You don't get it.
Oh, yeah. When I moved here, my dad bought me when I was leaving home, he bought me one of those scrapers with the
brush on
like
one
a
side?
a mitten on one on the handle. And I was like, Dad, you're giving me an ice scraper. Do you know
where I'm going?
I'm moving to Vegas.
But then that's the thing, when it does snow, all of like once every 3 years that it does snow here, nobody has the tools necessary. So you're like driving on the highway and someone's got like a foot of snow on top of their car and they can't get it off. Like, you idiots. But I digress. So it was very cold and I was like, I don't want to live in the cold anymore. So I left. But it really was for school. It was so I could go to UNLV. And I did go to UNLV and I had a great freaking time there. I love UNLV.
What'd you go for?
Journalism and media studies is my major.
Is that how you got into being a sports reporter?
Yes. I came January of 2016 is when I came to Vegas. That was the year that the Knights were being born. That's when the Raiders were relocating. And I'm a Philly sports girly. Like, I thought everyone was like that. Like, no. I know everyone loves the Eagles now, but we have a history of not exactly being loved. But I digress. So when I came, I was still super sports girly, and I still am. I love sports. I've always loved sports. And that nitty-grittiness, along with the timing of what was happening and being so early at the forefront of it, like while I was in college, my whole first year of the Vegas Golden Knights being here, I was in the locker room doing interviews. Like, I was there like announcing when the jersey was unveiled. I was there in Arizona when they officially announced the Raiders relocation. Like, I was very, very fortunate to be in that situation and for sure seized the moment. And I was like, here we go. This is going to be fun. Yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah. So it's I like seeing when people are like, oh yeah, storytelling's always been part of my life, and then you add in the journalism and the media and the sports, and I'm like, oh okay, I see it. It
all checks out. I've honestly done a little bit of everything. Like, production was my background. So at first I was behind the camera. I always wanted to be in front of the camera and had a skill of being in front of the camera, but I also knew, like, I saw where everything was going. And like at the time that I started, at least like community college, first of all, I spent 4 years in community, 2 years at a 4-year. So I did it flip-flopped. But I learned production first because my teachers, like in the world of news, they had an audio guy, a video guy, and then your reporter. And I was like, well, those positions are all one now. Like, you go around with a phone and tell your story. So I knew, I was like, you're going to have to know how to do everything, not just one niche thing. So I learned production and everything first, and then combined it with the on camera and everything else, and here we are, blossoming.
That's smart.
Yeah, do it all, learn everything. Like, especially because what if you need to do it? What if someone's not there that day? What if you need to fit? Like, you just know, and you're a better performer. You're better serving the people on the other side of the camera if you know what they're looking for.
Pre,
you know?
It makes gigs, it makes anything that you're doing so much easier, especially when you know what it takes to do that role or the role above you or the role next to you or the role behind the camera, and then you like become so much more understanding.
Yep.
And you know, you become a helper instead of hinderer. Not in like negative way, but it's like the more you know, the more you can understand and build your own craft better and your own reputation, and you as a like the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
So I It's my favorite mindset. Learn it all.
Yeah, learn it all. The best like experience I had, like we were doing this short film and I got to be like the casting director. So now I know what a casting director is looking for. So when I go out and I'm auditioning, I'm like, I know what you're looking for. You don't really care how well I do this monologue. Am I easy to work with? Like, did I come in prepared? Like, so learn all of the roles because it'll help you get the role.
Yeah. Have you done a role in that way that you like didn't think you were going to do? Or like
everything
that you're
I'm
like
doing right now.
Everything you're doing right now?
Everything that I'm doing right now. I really, like, as a kid, I never would have been like, yeah, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. Like, it never was on my radar. I think being a performer, being an actor, those things were always on my radar. In-arena hosting, always, always, always on the radar. But I never thought, like, it was going to come true. And then it did. I'm like, wow. Your mind's pretty powerful. But stand-up is literally something I never, if you would ask me 10 years ago, I never would have been like, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian and that's going to be paying my bills. Like, never would have crossed my mind.
Wow.
Here we are.
That's
it up.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's been a wild ride. And I come up with unique ways, even like silent but deadly, right? Like, here's this space. It's so loud in here. The audience wears headphones. That's the thing. It's silent disco comedy. And you just make it work. You just make it work.
How did you come up with that idea?
So they actually, someone from Area 15 approached me and was like, I have this space. I have these things. Can you make it work? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you, the first couple of weeks, it wasn't working. It was not. There was some two people shows. There was a lot of trial and error that went along with it. But then eventually, once we got the word out, and, you know, my background in marketing and everything, too, really helped play into that to be like, hey, look at this thing. This is different. This is unique. It's at Area 15, which is an experience in and of itself. And we finally got in our little flow and it works and it's fun and it's a great time.
Wow. And experience in marketing.
Yeah. So I do like content creation. And so I was doing it for the LVCVA, which is, I did it for a bunch of people, but LVCVA was the last one. That's the @Vegas social channels. Mm-hmm. So like there was a moment there in period of time where, especially with TikTok, before everything happened, I had a legit formula that I could like apply to a TikTok account. And I blew up like 4 or 5 accounts over like 50,000 followers just because I had a formula. It doesn't work anymore. But at that time, I was so in the social media world. I had a friend that sings Taylor Swift songs. I helped him. We did a comic book one. Like it was great.
Is that because the algorithm changed?
And the ownership and everything else that goes along with it. Like, do you remember the early days of TikTok, how fun it was?
Yeah.
It was so great. Everyone was so nice.
So was Vine, though.
Well, do you know what happened to Vine? They got bought out and shut down. That's what happened. So I actually was on a social media panel yesterday, and the woman had said, you know, Vine failed, and I had to bite my tongue. So I was like, no, they were bought out and shut down because their competitor came in and bought them out and just closed them down.
Who was that? Who's their competitor?
I was like, I'm about to say, I think it was Zuckerberg, but I'm gonna have to like fact check.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything wrong. That's what my brain is saying. Okay. But I think it was the Zuck. I think it was the Zuck.
Okay.
But
because I loved Vine.
I loved Vine too, and that's another thing with like comedy. I was doing online skits first I had this Vegas character in particular. I'd be like, hi, welcome to Vegas. And I'd use the voice filter and like the videos got far reach and I was able to make a nice little series and it was funny. And I was like, okay, so if like millions of people online think I'm funny, then like maybe I am.
Should I take the hint? I should take the hint.
Yeah, I should take the hint, right? This is working, right? And like even yesterday, a woman recognized me from it and I was like, yeah. I need to bring that character back, man. She was funny. But that's what really... I was a party host on the Strip, too. So, like, there was all these things that just, like... all of these little spider webs that all accumulated into being, like... I had to control 150 drunk people on the Vegas Strip to 3 nightclubs with 2 party bus rides in between. Like, it was a very specific skill set.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, what do you mean by party host?
Yeah. So, it was like the club... Have you ever done a club crawl or, like, seen them?
I know of somebody who organizes bar crawls.
Oh, okay.
So I'm guessing it's somewhat similar.
Somewhat similar,
okay,
but like more mobile because it's nightclubs.
Yeah.
So we literally would meet at one location. here's a drink ticket. Go hang out. We're going to get all organized. Check them into one nightclub for an hour. Okay, drunk people, meet me back here at this specific time because we have to get on a party bus.
Mm-hmm.
And you load them all up, get them on the party bus. Now you're on the party bus with them. Now you have to give them drinks. Now you have to entertain them, be the DJ, do all of that. Tell them the rules and regulations. Tell them the time to meet you again. Walk them into another nightclub. Leave them there for an hour. Give them another time to meet you. They come back out of that club. You finally get back on the party bus, drop them off at another club, and they go on their merry way.
That's a lot.
It's a lot in heels.
In heels. In heels. Cannot forget that part.
Can't.
Mm-mm.
But yeah. It was a lot of fun, though. It really, that taught me a lot, though, with, like, the world of performing and controlling a drunk audience. Like, I had to break up 2 bachelors one time. We were on this bus that's, like, you know the city buses that look like an accordion? Have the, like, stretchy thing in the middle?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we were on one of those, so it's
Uh-huh.
a pretty long bus, and there were these group of Irishmen on a bachelor trip and a group of Canadians on a bachelor trip, and I'll let you know who was calm and cool and who was the instigators, just based off of history. And they started getting into it, and then it became physical, and on the bus, and it's 2 groups of drunk bachelors, and little old me, and I had to, like, assert myself and break them up, but still keep it a fun atmosphere for everybody else. I yelled really loud that day.
I bet.
But that's the same thing. So, like, those people, give them a little more tameness and put them in a comedy club, and it's like the same thing, almost.
Yeah.
A little bit different.
A little bit different, but
Mhm.
that's a lot of talent.
It took a lot. It took a lot. It took a lot. Pouring drinks on a moving party bus? Come on. That's skill right there.
Special
Look what
skills.
I can do. Yeah.
It's all my special skills part of my resume.
It is.
I can pour drinks on a moving party bus.
In heels.
Don't forget the in heels part. That's the most important part.
Very skilled.
Wow. So how did that job prepare you for being a comedian?
Well, it got me pregnant.
Okay. Well,
got me pregnant, had the kids. No, so learning how to control a rowdy audience. That's what I learned in real time, in the flesh, especially when you're, like, outnumbered. And then also we had to give speeches throughout the night of, like, you know, the times and everything, but also, like, safety and all kinds of other things. And because at that time, the nightclub still had more rules, too. Like, girls had to wear heels to get in.
Right.
And no
Dress
Timberlands, all
codes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're wearing Chuck Taylors, but that's it.
oh yeah, I've gotten into a club in leggings and sandals.
It makes me so mad. I'm like, these bouncers used to yell at the people in my groups for, like, and, like, wouldn't let them in, and they would think it's my fault. I'm like, no. And now they're just like, anybody, please come inside. We're desperate. Ugh.
If you want to know how Vegas is doing,
That's how you know.
Is doing.
That's how you know. Go look outside in the nightclubs and be like, oh, they're letting anybody in now.
Yep.
There's no restrictions. Got it. Got it. So if you got denied before, you're more
Try
than
it
welcome
again.
now. Yeah. Come on back. Vegas is dying. We need you. But yeah, so really like taking control of the crowd and delivering those speeches, getting them to shut up and listen to you, but also keep it entertaining at the same time. That really, really developed in those years. Because I did it before kids and then I did it after kids too.
It sounds like that was two very
Two different periods of
okay.
like pre-COVID and post-COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's because it's not like it doesn't sound like that job trained you for that kind of skill.
Right, but it did.
It did because you were thrown in the lion's den, but
Yeah.
they weren't like, hey, you're going in the lion's den.
No.
You know?
Like, hey, you like nightclubs? And I was in my early 20s going to UNLV. Do you want to party for a living? Yes. Yeah. Sign me up. And that's exactly how it went down.
So how do you control a crowd like that?
You have to be the person. You have to be the energy. You have to be the loudest one in the room, but you also have to be like, let's say like someone's trying to backtalk and be funny. Like you got to be funnier. You got to be wittier. You got to be snappier. You got to have something ready to say like at all times. I've seen people lose control of a crowd and it's like, no. You have to like remain the force, right? Which is really cool because it helped me prepare for like hecklers and stuff. It's like, oh, you want to heckle me? This is where I shine. Let's go.
I already did my warm-ups, okay? We're ready. Put me in, coach.
Yeah, I am peaking right now.
So how is it like to create comedy set? Or yeah.
Like your whole set. So your set. I'm a baby in comedy and stand-up. I've been doing it almost 3 years. I am a baby in stand-up. So I have like 25 minutes right now, right? That comes like the first time you do it, like let's say you're at our local open mic, which is Wise Guys, you have 3 minutes and you'll learn quickly how you're going to write and you're going to have 5 minutes and you'll be like, crap, I got to like shorten that down to 3. So for me, I journal a lot. And when I journal is when things will come up and be like, oh, that is funny. So then you take that journal and you plug in the formula to make it a joke. Go try it out at a couple bar shows, open mics, whatever it is, then try it out on a stage. And it's not always going to work the same everywhere, right? Like I have a bunch of jokes about Vegas, but maybe they pertain more to Vegas locals than as opposed to tourists. So that's like, all right, how do we make this pertain to tourists? Which is crazy. That's a fun little thing we have in Vegas where you can perform in front of everyone because they're all coming. So everyone from all over, they're here. You can see what works, see what doesn't. But it's also an interesting dynamic trying to find that material that's going to work for an audience of everyone. We don't really have like the shared experience is like we're here in Vegas right now. But like most of you aren't from here. You're visiting from somewhere else. So what's something we have in common? Paper towels. Let's talk about paper towels. We've all used them.
Right?
I'm like, dry your hands out. Come on.
Yeah, we all wipe our asses too. We can talk about toilet paper.
Right? Or a bidet. People might use a bidet.
It depends on which tax bracket you're performing for, I guess.
Another thing to look out for. How expensive were these tickets? Talking to the cheap seats in the back or how we doing up front?
How do you do that? Like, I guess it just depends on what you're like, oh, I'm performing for this. Do you research that? You
should.
Okay.
You should. Going in, like, if you're, like, let's say, like, I'm going on the road somewhere, like I'm going to Arizona this weekend, like, for sure going to look into, like, Scottsdale and stuff like that. And what's the demo? What's the venue? Because even, like, here in Vegas, if you're at, like, Kimmel's, you're going to have mostly tourists. But if you go to like Wise Guys Town Square, it'll probably be mostly locals. So you just have to know, do your research ahead of time. You just have to know. And if you're at like a bar show, that's when you throw your let's see how edgy, let's see how far we can push this envelope.
Right. So when you go to Arizona and like if you don't know about that area, how do you research for that?
Google. AI.
Oh, there you go.
Tell me about
That's interesting.
Or like look at other like comedians that are out there, see where they're performing, see what the vibe is, see the kind of jokes that they're telling. I mean, stay true to yourself, but like just get to know the area a little bit before you go there. And they're like, what is this outsider doing here talking smack? Yeah, there's a lot of research into it. Just like, look up, do your P's and Q's before you get there. I don't think P's and Q's was the word there, but what's the Q's and P's and Q's?
I don't know. I know dot your
T's and cross your I's.
Yeah.
But what's your P's and Q's?
I don't know.
Anyway. I really don't know.
I can tell you what my brain just thought of. Was like, please and P, like a boo, and then a Q is the butt. Like that my brain just went, oh, look at the drawing.
Look how these letters go. I thought it was like please and thank you, but
I don't know.
I don't know what Q is. Anyway.
What I just thought of probably has nothing to do with what it actually means. But
what is it? What's your thought?
Oh yeah, like P, like and, like cover and cross. But I don't know.
I don't think
that's probably not it.
You know what? I believe anything. At this rate, I believe anything. The world's burning.
So, did it take you a while to get confident as a comedian?
Honestly, I mean, yes, 100% yes. But like my first time attempting comedy, I blacked out. Like not even like drunk blackout. I mean like anxiety, adrenaline, like nothing was going on. It was black. I have to go back and watch the video to be like, oh yeah, that's what happened. But it's all about stage time, which I've been very fortunate to have conversations with like national headliners that come through. And I'm always a listener. Like, what do you have to say? Like, I'm not going to tell you anything about me. I want to hear all of the knowledge that you have. And that's the number one thing they always say, just stage time, repetition. Same with like dance, right? How many times are you going to do the same thing before you're good at it? So it's the same thing. And a lot of people who like attempt stand up, they'll do it those first couple times. And then that first bomb, they're not coming back. I have bombed my dick off. Like I have done so horrible, but it's like that Rocky approach. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and get back up and keep going. So it definitely takes confidence, especially when you're like in a setting that like maybe you're not mentally in your best space, so you don't know how this set's going to go. Or maybe you're just like, you come out thinking it's going to be great and they don't vibe with you at all. Like, you never know. Like, I'm a very high energy performer, and I've been in situations that are more like low key vibes, and I come out full force and it's like, oh, I've just lost them from the gate. They're like, what is this anxiety tornado happening before me? They just keep up, keep going, find your
How
things.
do you pivot from that?
You just gotta learn. You just gotta learn. And now that's something that I've learned. Like, okay, feel the room first. Let's see. Let's start a little more low key and take it back up. It's the ability to read a room. Just read the room, which is a learned thing too. Like, I've come out high energy in a room that should have been low key, right? Like, and now I know. Now I know what to look for, to feel for, the different venues, things like that. Because there are some venues that need that high energy, like from the jump. So it's just trial and error, learn as you go.
So did you start, I mean, I know that you've done the reporting, but in terms of like emceeing shows or hosting shows or like doing events, did that come and then comedy came second?
Yes. So when I was at UNLV, my first official in-arena hosting was for NBA Summer League. They come to UNLV every year, and it was 2017, and I was a party host at the time, and they were looking for someone to help fill in, and I was like, me. So I was able to do that, but it was funny because I did Cox Pavilion, had no issues there. And then Thomas and Mack, the bigger one, I went over there with, it was Bojo at the time, and there was a guy, Jersey, who had done a lot of in-arena stuff. And I hadn't experienced I think reverb would be the correct word here, where like when I'm talking, my voice is now echoing. So you have to literally talk over the sound of your own voice going at a different time length. And I was like, hey, everybody. And I couldn't handle it. And I just gave Jersey the microphone immediately. I had my little spaz attack. I was like, no, I can't do this. Please take this away from me. I can handle the smaller one. That made sense. This one's too big for me right now. So that was my first like thrown into the fire. No sound check, no nothing. That's how that went down. And then it's always been on my radar. I went to the auditions, and that's where I met JB and I. So JB, who also does like Silver Knights and Nighthawks, God love her. We met at an audition that neither one of us got, but we've always just like stayed good. We were like, I feel like I'm going to see you a lot more. And we've always just stayed good friends. So when things pop up that like I hear of, I'll tell her and there's no competition, no nothing. So it's a very cool relationship to have with someone in the space. And so things popped up that I had gave her way, and something came up, she forwarded over to me, and here we are now. So I was always in the loop, but I was like having kids and doing all that, so it took a major sidestep. Like when I had kids, I thought my career as like a performer was done for, over, never gonna see. I like grieved my career. I was like, I'm done, never gonna do it again. And I snapped out of it and was like, wait a second. Yes, we can. And here we are.
Have you had any type of mentor in any of those spaces?
In comedy, I'm very fortunate that like a couple of the Kimmel's residencies, like Josh Wolf is a comedian that's here on Mondays, go see his show. So I've been able to like listen to him and take notes from things that he says. I did have a mentor for a while that turned out to be a terrible human being. And so I was like, you know what? I'm good. And so I've it happens, right? So I stepped away from that, and me reading and me researching, like that is my mentor at this point. Me watching other people do well, like I'll study people. I will study people. I'm like, if you're good at something that I want to be good at, I'm going to study you. And I might be stalking you a little bit, but I just want to know your morning routine.
Just for research purposes.
Yeah, I might be poking in your windows one day. So
Don't
like you
mind me.
podcast, I'm going to be like, how do I be a good podcast host?
Don't mind me
out there.
You can just ignore me.
I already met your neighbor by going to the wrong house. So I'm a part of the neighborhood now.
You know what's funny is I don't know. I know one of my neighbors.
Oh, well,
so
they're great.
That's good to know.
Because I'm not going to out where you live, but there's like a 2-letter difference.
There is a 2-letter difference
between this street and the next street. And so I went to the other one, and it didn't look right at all. There was like playthings. I was like, this house clearly has children. And it was a lot messier. Your house is a lot cleaner, in case you were wondering.
It's the best compliment I've gotten all day. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I think the question was, how do you develop a set? Anyway, that's how you meet the neighbors.
Hey, it's content that can be created into a story, okay?
You know?
Somehow, some way.
Somehow, some way.
Oh, wait, no, that just gave me a question.
Yeah.
Out of my own curiosity, what is like the smallest thing that you've created into a joke?
Ooh, the smallest thing? The sound a donkey makes.
I love that.
Would you like to hear it? It's a very kid-friendly joke. Yeah, you could absolutely. Yeah. It's very kid-friendly. I tell my kids, this is what I do for a living. What did the donkey do when he was stuck in traffic?
What did the donkey do?
He honked. See? It's the smallest thing. It's the smallest thing. Little teeny, tiny, weensy things. But even like my new opening joke that I use, like I saw that Lil Jon teaches meditation practices. I can't remember if I did it when you were at the show. I may have. Did I?
Was it the
whole yoga thing? Breathing? I don't know if I did it. I don't think I did it.
Red Robin is what I remember.
No. Okay, different. That's another small thing. That's another small thing.
Perfect.
I literally
was like, I'm fucking crying. that could have been the whole show for me, and I would have been so satisfied.
That came about randomly during a show one time. I had everyone say yum, and I was like, that sounded like Red Robin. So a lot of like weird word associations just become things. So now I make everyone say Red Robin, yum.
Oh my God. I did. I could have gone home after that. I think that was like probably I think that's in the beginning of the show, right?
Yeah, it's like a seance, right? I'm like doing this seance and I have everyone say yum.
Oh my God.
Because everyone knows that.
Yep.
So that's one of those things that you're like, oh wait, Red Robin's everywhere. I don't know if they're closed at this point or what, but they might be.
I don't know if Red Robin still flies.
I don't know. But and the yum. So like that's a shared communal, like we've all been there. We've all heard those commercials.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's the Little John thing?
Oh, he leads meditation practices now.
Okay.
I go into this whole like how I imagine it going down with like Lil Jon as your instructor. But that was another weird little thing where I saw a headline that said something about Lil Jon leading meditation practices. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way the hype man of the early 2000s is now calming us. Mm-hmm. And so I did my research, went the whole thing. And now it's a whole like 3-minute bit just talking about Lil Jon meditating.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I find stand-up comedy incredible. I love it and is like it's on my bucket list to at least try it once.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, go to an open mic just to watch and you'll see how well you could do. Like, just watch. Be like, okay, got it.
Like, bars low, perfect.
Yeah, or even because like even that's like almost fun to watch too. Like you'll see someone get all this confidence and like be like, yeah, I could do this. My friends think I'm funny, and then they go tell that thing they told their friends. Their friends think is, and it just falls flat, and it's like, ha 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 ha. You're learning in real time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you? Questions. So many questions. How did you come up with your first few minutes? Like first time.
My first joke that I ever wrote was about a rule in stand-up comedy. So it's very lawless in stand-up, but there's a couple rules, guidelines, right? Okay. And one of them is the first 15-second rule. And what that says is that when a comic gets on stage, they have 15 seconds to make that first laugh come, which is why the men are so goddamn good at it. Right. Coming fast. Get it? Haha. So that joke, that was the first joke I ever was like, this is the one I'm going to perform, because I was researching how to do well at stand-up comedy, and I came across it and I was like, oh, haha, that would be funny. But most of the stuff is just like random thought bubbles throughout the day. Take a quick note in my phone, go back to it later. Like the notes in my phone are hysterical. Sometimes I don't even remember them. I'm like, platypus with 7 feet. What's that? I'm like, I have no idea what's going on here. So I'll take random notes throughout the day. And when I finally am like, okay, I have time to sit down and write today, I'll go through those notes, or I'll listen to my previous sets and just try to put the webs together, come up with the thing, see what works, try it out. So just sit down and write. Just sit down and write. To me, I when I journal a lot, I'm very just whatever is on the brain. Whatever comes out, have at it. Sometimes I'll start going off into a bit. Sometimes I dig up some emotional trauma that we're dealing with. But I'm like, let's make this funny. So it's just what you see, what's up here, write it down, find what's funny, and then try it out. And be ready for it to fail. Be ready for it to fail. It's going to fail. Sometimes it's going to do amazing, and then the next time it's going to fail. Like it's finding your secret sauce and finding your voice. That's something I'm getting closer to, but as a baby comic, I still don't quite have my voice yet in the world of comedy. But I'm getting there. I'm getting close. I'm just scratching at the surface.
Is there anything or any topic that you'd say is always like a safe space? Like, oh, I can always fall back on this kind of thing. People always laugh at this.
Yes. I call Vegas the city full of every other city's rejects. That whole bit. That's my safety net go-to. So like, even if I'm like trying other stuff that's new, and I'm like, all right, I've lost them a little bit, I can always go back to that, and it's like almost guaranteed to always get a laugh. So that's one of those things that as you go and keep trying and keep learning, you'll have your solid go-tos. You'll have your things that you can test the waters and see that they're not really on board with you there. So we switch gears and go a different direction. So you always have your set, but you should always have like wiggle room to go to something else in case this doesn't work. Or crowd work. Just go straight to the crowd work. Go straight to the crowd work and get them back on your side.
How important is crowd work as a comedian?
It seems like, okay, it never used to be so important, but now it's more important. Now it's like the thing.
Do you think TikTok or Instagram did that?
100%. Because that's how you can throw a clip out there to show your personality without giving out your whole set.
Right.
Because I've seen comics who, if I go on their Instagram and I just scroll through their reels and then I go see them live, I already saw everything you have to say. I saw every one of your jokes. So it's an easy way to be like, oh, look what else I can do, which I get.
She seems fun. Let's go see her.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where that kind of like came from. And obviously, like, look at the Matt Rife effect. Like, he's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, it works for him. Like, the crowd work specials and everything. I know me personally, I never previously saw that. If I went back and dug, sure, I could find someone who probably did that. But the crowd work specials that have been coming out left and right now, I never saw that before. But I wasn't looking for it, so it could be there. And I just missed it.
So in like a 3-minute set, if you're just going to a mic night, you're not worried about crowd work, are you?
No. You won't even have to. And if you are, you suck. You should have 3 minutes. Like, It's not. And because a lot of times too, like bookers and stuff, they want to see that you have material, that you're not just winging it. So it's,
Okay.
Yeah. But crowd work is fun. I love crowd work. I thrive in crowd work. But you should always have your material too. It's not about just being a fun hang. It's like this is stand up. There's a way to do this. Everyone has their own way, but
right. But I bet you're probably very good at crowd work because of like hosting and being
personable.
When you are a host, yes, there's a script of some sort or MC script of some sort, but then yes, there's always you should always have a moment of personal connection with somebody, with something, and when shit happens, as it does and probably should during a live production, because it's never going to go perfectly smoothly every time, you need to be able to
bounce back, have something to say, freaking play, keep the energy going. Maybe someone's having a heart attack over here and we're gonna be like, well, over here, look at me. Okay, maybe not that example, but
I was thinking more along the lines of like, music can start, dancers not there, you gotta kill a few minutes.
Yeah, that part that happens too. You never know. Plan for the worst, hope for the best.
Always. So did you grow up like, okay, wait, whoa. I 2 questions popped into my head. Let me pick one. Who would you say your inspirations are for comedy? Yeah.
So Carol Burnett, even though she's not necessarily like a stand-up, I grew up loving the movie Annie, and Carol Burnett plays Miss Hannigan in that, and she's very animated and silly. And so Carol Burnett opened my eyes to the world of like women being silly and goofy and like overly animated and stuff, right? So I love Carol Burnett. But Eliza Schlesinger, even though she's only like 10 years older than me, when I saw her specials on Netflix, that was my like, oh, I like you. I like this. That really opened my mind to comedy, just being like a fan of hers first. And then I think she's good at like being a feminist without being like two women and women and women and women. So I think she's really great, and I think she does a really good job of talking about like problems and keeping it comedic. So I love Eliza Schlesinger. I love Carol Burnett, also Tiffany Haddish, like because she has this clip. I think she was on Ellen DeGeneres, and one of her former jobs was, well, I forget the official title, but she called it an energy producer. And it's very similar to what I did party hosting. And I was like, all right, Tiffany. Plus, I think she's very funny, very humble, and a phenomenal actress. But I also, one of the first people I studied was Kevin Hart, Philly girly. Love me some Kevin Hart. And I think he's very funny. And even before I decided I wanted to like pursue stand-up, I just read his book just for like additional insight and things like that. So there's a little bit of everyone and everything, and people always yell at me like, why didn't you mention Eddie Murphy and George Carlin? Because I'm mentioning my favorites, okay? They might be your favorites, and they are phenomenal. And of course, you should always look at George Carlin and Eddie Murphy. But like, I also love Bill Burr. Not a big fan of what's happening right now with the whole Saudi Arabia thing, but, you know, I digress. But I love Bill Burr. I think he's so funny. And when I first started, like, posting my clips online, I had a clip go viral, and I got roasted by Bill Burr fans because Bill Burr's come up was he roasted the city of Philadelphia, as one should, but he was like bombing and he went in, and it ended up turning the crowd on him, like in a good way. They thought he sucked, and then he started roasting Philly, and Philly's like, yeah, we love this guy. He gets it. And I had a mini segment of where I quickly roasted the city of Philadelphia, did not say anything Bill Burr said, but because I was talking badly about Philly, and it was a clip that went viral before I was ready, I got roasted by Bill Burr fans. Oh, they were not happy. Told me I was copying him and da-da-da. And I was like, look. But then I really went back and looked at it. I was like, no, I didn't. You guys are just a bunch of crusty-ass haters. Like, but it was a life lesson in, like, I know how to make viral videos, so wait till something's ready. Don't throw it out there first. I have the reverse problem of most people where it's like, why can't I be seen? Oh, I can be seen.
How do you... And this is like kind of random now.
Hit me.
Again, curious.
Love random.
How did you like handle all that backlash? Like, how do you handle backlash like that?
Oh, like the comment sections?
That, but also I know that comedy, obviously, listen, if you are going to be offended at a comedy show, you should not be going to the comedy show. But I also do know that like sometimes there's a topic that you might talk about where people will just lose it. Mm-hmm. Again, you shouldn't be there. Also, it's a comedy show.
Comedy show.
Someone everywhere at all times is going to get made fun of, okay? But how do you handle that?
Ooh. Okay, so in person, you just got to be ready. Like that same thing with heckling, you got to be ready to be, you're the person with the microphone. So when you're on stage, it's a little bit more easier to be like, hey, shut up. People are listening to me. You had them laughing up until then. But that's one of those situations where you just pivot. Or like if you say a joke that doesn't land, you have to acknowledge it. You have to have something like one of my favorite go-tos I learned from this sweet old lady. And she was like, well, that went over like a pregnant high jump. And so now that's one of my savers, like in my back pocket. If something doesn't go the way I want it, then just full on address it. Like, well, that went over like a pregnant high jump. Like, and then it's like, oh, ha, 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 he, he, he. Because if you say something that creates awkward tension in the room, like you can feel it, right? We're energetic beings. We can feel that. So you have to address it. If you just try to skirt around this elephant in the room, like you're gonna lose them. So you have to address it, make it funny. Okay, that didn't work. Let's know where to move on and the things that I think will work with this type of crowd, right? Like I've made like Catholic priest jokes that have not landed. And I'm like, all right, I get it. But like, I'm not the one fucking the kids, guys. Like, it's like, come on, loosen it up. So then you're just like, all right, I know not to go that route. Let's go this way. Especially with everything being so goddamn political anymore. Like, yeah, you never know who's going to feel what type of way and decide that they want to shout it. And if there's anything too crazy, like just ignore it. Security's on your side. I wouldn't say ignore it, but like security's there for you, you know? So you're the one on stage, but after the show, just be a little careful.
What about online? Like, have you had a lot of videos where people like kind of get...
If you are a woman who attempts stand-up at all, anytime you post a video, well, guys, women are funny. Women aren't funny. Guaranteed every single time. Guaranteed every single time. You will not find a female comedian who does not have those comments in their comment section. It doesn't exist. Still to this day. I feel like even more so now. It went another direction, but you just have to be ready for it. So my first learning experience, though, because I was getting viral videos. And at first, my viral videos had such a welcoming audience. And then I had one. So before stand-up, I had a viral video. It was freaking 7 seconds long. And I was attacked by the toxic men of the internet. They were telling me I'm a bad mom. I need a nose job. Like it was so ridiculous. And I really did take like a 2-3 social media break for like a couple of weeks. I was like, I need to handle this and process this. But you just have to really become comfortable and confident with who you are. Because if nobody has anything bad to say about you, you're not doing anything worth value. Like you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You have to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to learn. It's better to learn the hard way, I think. Learn it head on and just know that those comments are coming.
Yeah.
Either in person or online. They're coming.
Mm-hmm. Has there been a lot of things that you've learned? This is a very specific question, by the way. Anything, because, has there been anything you've learned either as a stand-up comedian, host, MC, those kind of little life tools like being able to pivot and everything when it comes to outside, like into your personal life?
100%. Oh, 100%. Mostly like keeping your cool and not getting emotional even when you want to be, or the reverse of like when you have a bad day but you have to go, the show must go on. Mm-hmm. That's a big one that we put on every day, right? Like, all right, let's go. We got to do this now. So yeah, 100%. Approaching people and like being likable, obviously, right? That's something from hosting and emceeing that carries on throughout life. But there's always little weird things that you'll just pick up and be like, oh, I could use that in this other scenario, weirdly. So I'm great at conversation. I'm so good at talking. I've made a career out of it.
Honestly, you do what you love, and you know,
everything else falls into place.
Exactly.
I had a Target picture frame that said that. I had it for many years. Do what you love and everything else falls into place. I very thoroughly, I believe in that one.
Yeah.
I'm not one, I like supporting artists, but that one from Target, that got me. Mm-hmm. That Target word art. It's geared right at me.
Mm-hmm. There's something about, that's funny because it feels like when you do that, it kind of feels like home when you start to do what you love like that.
Mm-hmm. As you should. It's I believe in, our minds and everything are so much stronger than we give them credit for. That's one thing too with stand-up. A lot in the beginning, I was like, you have to make fun of yourself, right? But I was like calling myself trash and like doing all these things. And this one older female comedian, she was like, hey, think about what you're saying about yourself and speaking it out loud, because those are the things you will be. And I was like, oh, duly noted.
Wow, I have another question. Okay. So then how, because it's always been very interesting to me because stand-up comedy can be so degrading in a way, right? We're making fun of things. We're not, it can be funny to build something up, but also that kind of mindset, keeping that, I guess, separate, or how do you balance that kind of mindset with staying positive and looking for the good things in life and staying level-headed, and how?
Oh, it's been a fun little journey. It's all in the art of just finding the right words, right? Because I don't call myself trash anymore. I'm trying to think of what that was that I was like, I still will call myself Philly trash. Don't get me wrong. But maybe that's the switch up. It's I'm Philly trash instead of just I'm trash. Mm-hmm. But it's, there's definitely, it's still something I'm currently working on to make it better. But you just because I like to live a life full of positivity and light. And so it's finding the words to make it align and work. Write the bad ones down, but then play with the words. How can we turn this into a positive? Have you ever been in an argument where someone comes at you with something and you have to turn that into a positive? It's like that, being oh, you think my shoes are ugly? Well, they can walk a mile. I don't know. Whatever it is you come up with. Yeah. Just being able to take it and flip it. Take a negative and make it a positive.
Mm-hmm. I had a friend of mine's parents the other day talk about somebody they knew. They were like, well, they haven't finished college yet. And I was like, well, not every flower blooms at the same time.
There you go.
And she was like, that was so positive. And I was like,
So it's finding those silver linings. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And that really is how I try to approach life too. When people would like say all those bad things, I'm like, yeah, but what a wonderful learning opportunity this is. Like whenever someone loses their job, I'm like, congratulations. Like this is so many doors are about to open for you. You're going through a divorce. I'm so happy for you. Divorce parties are the best, by the way. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Have you been to one?
Oh, yeah, dude. They're right up there with bachelorettes and bachelor parties. Divorce parties, woo! Those are the best. Party hosting wise, divorce parties are always the best.
Whoa. Rewind the tape.
Yeah.
You've hosted a divorce party?
Numerous divorce parties. I've probably, yes. Yes. Divorce parties, they're a thing. They are a thing. There's women that will like take their dress out to the gun range and shoot it up and stuff.
Love that.
Yes. Oh, it's so great. I mean,
Wait.
men do it too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a little one-sided on it. I prefer one over the other.
Where do you host these?
That was during the party hosting era.
Oh.
Yeah, these have been a thing for a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, they would be.
I mean, I'm not married nor have been divorced, so I
I
don't know.
It's nowhere in your future yet, but
Yeah.
divorce parties are lit. They're so fun. Because it's like almost like your bachelorette party, but like with more fuel to the fire, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're really celebrating like, oh, I've grown as a person. We're done of that.
Start it with the party, end it with the party.
You know?
Either way, you're drunk and probably won't remember it.
And yeah, and I'll be there. So happy to be a part of it.
Yes, you will be there. Has there ever been a point in your journey that you just kind of wanted to quit performing?
Honestly, I can say like no. Like I have sat there and thought like imposter syndrome type things. Like, what am I doing? Who do I think I am? Especially if I smoke too much weed, then I'm just like, who am I? What even is life? Is this a simulation or what? What is the sky? Is this AI? But I've never truly been like, no, because I know that this is where I'm meant to be. I know that. And I have a huge like driving why behind me. Like if you don't have your why, like you'll probably give up. But if you have a very strong why, you'll probably keep going. And I like somebody tried to multiple somebodies tried to knock me down, and every time they try, I just level up and do better. So I know I'm supposed to be here. I know I'm supposed to be this voice. And so yeah, no, I would never say, I never was like, no, I'm not. No, I always know. Like, I'll have my hard days where I'm like, I have to go be so happy right now when my world is falling apart. I honestly, though, sets that I go into being like all scrambled, jambled with everything going on in personal life, those are always my best ones. When I can just like, it's so weird, like come in all positive and all bombing. I'm like, what the hell happened? But I come in like all like, and then I do great. And I'm like, okay. At least something's going good.
Hey, you can always turn it into a positive.
You can always turn it into a positive. If you take anything from this, you could always make it a positive. There's a solution to every problem.
And a joke sitting there somewhere.
There's always a joke lingering around, and I will find it. I've like found it in inappropriate settings. I will say that. I'm working on that in my personal life.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Having to be serious, and then lose a job or two, you know, it starts to sink in.
Yeah. I was always the loudmouth growing up as well. So I learned, when I was younger that I maybe shouldn't do that. And now I also host and I MC, like I'll MC like slot tournaments, blackjack tournaments, stuff like that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So now like being in those settings when someone says something or not, I'm like, yeah. Like, don't say it. You know what? I'm going to run to the bathroom now.
Sometimes you have to bite your tongue in those professional, because I've done like the corporate thing too. And it's like, all right, there's a time and a place for the jokey jokes. There's a time and a place for, like, lack of a better word, being a bitch. But then you have your la-di-da moments where you have to keep it professional. Like I'll give you a real life example. I was doing Henderson Silver Nights one time, and we were doing, I think it was the bongo cam or some kind of cam, and it went from me onto a fan in the crowd, and he was like going like as if like squeezing boobs, right? And comedian in me wanted to say something so bad, but professional host in me had to keep it pushing. Like, oh, is he turning a faucet on and off? Like just keep it pushing, just ignore it. But so badly, I wanted to go in on this man, but no, time and a place.
I gotta pay my bills. I gotta pay my bills. I gotta pay my bills.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Are you paying my bills? No, then you're not worth it. All right.
True. True.
Do you gamble if you're doing the blackjack stuff? Do you gamble?
No.
Oh,
my favorite is hosting. What did I host the last time? Oh, it was a baccarat tournament. So I don't know if you know who Brian Chan is. He is like the corporate host of Las Vegas.
Okay.
Like Win kind of has him for everything, but he also will do stuff MGM. I mean, like he does like a McDonald's reunion or auction, and this man travels the world. He's the host. You need a host. You want Brian. And I've been extremely fortunate enough to be like kind of for him to be like my mentor.
Oh, nice.
I literally just went up to him one day at a New Year's Eve party, and I was like, "Hey, so I kind of want to do what you do." And he was like, "Okay." And this is come see what this is what you want to do. And so I did. And then he's been very, very amazing and nice to teach me and show me. And, but the last event that I did was a baccarat tournament. If you gave me $1 million right now and sat me down at a baccarat table, no idea how any of it works. Absolutely
the
not.
Art of bullshitting.
But guess what? I can tell you what time we're playing, how many rounds we're playing, how many cards you start with, when the awards are, and how much you win.
Yeah, I'm not a professional here. I'm just the lady with a microphone.
Oh, yeah. And then, Brian's very into the game. So during the last, final tables and stuff, he'll sit there and he'll just call them out. And I'm like, no. They can just do their thing. I'm just going to tell them when it starts and...
When it's over, we're going to get drinks.
When it's over, I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
But, you guys do that. I'm just here to look pretty and tell you what time things start.
That's so funny. I've had some of those. I've filled in for bingo. And I thought I knew the game of bingo. Apparently not. There's all these different lines and stuff that you could do and da-da-da-da. And my first time doing it, I pissed these ladies off so bad. They did not like me. I was like, I thought I was just going to call out numbers. Okay, I didn't know there was more to this. So sometimes there is a little bit of bullshitting involved. Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of bullshitting. I'm a professional bullshit. That's what I do for a living. I bullshit for a living. That's what I do.
100%.
Yeah.
I say my biggest talent is learning something in 24 hours, doing the gig, and never needing that skill set ever again.
Gone.
Yep.
Maybe one day I'll have to pull it out of the filing cabinet, but a fun fact.
I'll go back through my notes or I did that once. Let me think about it. I could do it again. Or hey, have you ever tried this? No, but I'll do it.
Right. Just say yes to everything. If you're trying to gig work, say yes to everything. Joan Rivers was famous for saying that. Say yes to everything. I cannot vouch for that enough. I do so many odd jobs that have all accumulated into this this works thing. Just say yes. Okay, maybe not to everything. But in the career sense, if Harvey Weinstein asked you to come to a hotel, we would say no. But say yes to the gig.
Right. If it's within your morals and it's within your schedule and you wouldn't mind the check,
say yes.
Say yes.
Or a little bit of free work to, get the experience under your belt.
Yeah.
For charity.
Charity. Mm-hmm. We do it for charity. I also do it for the tax write-off, but that's another story. So, what do you think has been the most surprising thing you've learned along your journey?
Ooh, the most surprising is, how do I put this? If you work at it, you'll get good at it. There's other people that are not going to work at it. They will not get good at it, and they will blame you and criticize you because you keep working. If you put in the work, you're going to make a lot of enemies along the way because you're going to keep putting in the work and you're going to get better. And people that don't have that same mentality that you're going to be floating around with, you're going to outgrow your people. This is what I really should say. You're going to outgrow, keep growing, keep leveling up, but people aren't going to be happy about it. You just got to move with your people. You might not. Stand-up is a very lonely game. You'll hear people say it's very, because when you're on stage, it's just you. And there's for sure a lot of, why'd you get that gig and not me? And da-da-da-da. There's a lot of that. A lot of that. So just, it's you. At the end of the day, it's you. And that's who you got. You got you. Sorry, other people. If you're lucky enough to get like your buddies in it, okay, cool, great. But there's a lot of bad people in this game. There's a lot of bad people. There's a lot of.
Well, I can only imagine because just, again, I could be extremely wrong here because I'm not in the world. But from the things that I've seen, and like occasionally I'll listen to the Kill Tony podcast because why not?
Why not? They're good at it. They've got a huge following. Why not?
I think it's like one of the biggest podcasts like in the world, and shows and comedy shows in the world. But I hear about, because he'll interview people, you know, after they do their 1 minute.
Yeah.
And these are all normal 9-to-5ers for the most part. The most part. And the normal 9-to-5ers don't understand how the entertainment world works, in the sense of like as a dancer, I know that if I go to an audition and my best friend gets it and I don't, I'm going to say, well, yeah, because she's 8 inches taller than me. She's a brunette, has hair to her ass, and she's got big tits. I'm not that. Right. Everything I just said, I'm opposite. I'm short. I have no hair.
I will be cast as Tinkerbell.
Right. Literally. So, like, I'm sitting there going, well, obviously, that's the look they're going for. So I don't take it personally because I know how the world works. And I'm assuming, again, could be wrong, that comedy, again, works somewhat the same of like, oh, we love your comedy, but our audience or our venue is much more geared towards
XYZ.
This person, you know? So it's nothing against you. It's the fact that they just have the look or the vibe or the material that suits our crowd. Whereas I would assume that normal 9-to-5ers don't understand that.
No, that's definitely a learning thing. And that's what, so early on in my start, I actually started with modeling when I was like 13 and I was in Philly and I would go up to like New York City and stuff. So that aspect of going to the gig and not getting it and then seeing who does get it and that rejection and everything, I got that out of the way early. So a lot of people that start stand-up, again, it being lonely and it being your material and like a lot of times about you, a lot of people take it very personally. A lot of people take your success very personally. And it's just that's not what it's about. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe you do suck, okay? Maybe take notes. Maybe you suck as a person. Get better as a person. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no, there's a lot of crummy people in the game, and you have to learn how to trust your intuition as well. There's a lot of people who are going to want to take advantage of whatever it is that you have to offer that they could take advantage of. A lot of not getting paid, a lot of stuff like that. They just have to be on the lookout for it. And at the end of the day, it's you and a microphone. And it's what you're trying to do as a job, right? So a lot of people do it for funsies. Okay, cool. But no, this is a career for me. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, entertainment world, right? Some people can just do it for fun. I know of a few dancers who just want to do a gig or two just for fun, and they don't mind not getting paid. And then it's like, yeah, but like me, I pay my bills on it, so like I can't just do it for free,
right?
So no.
yeah. So about that paycheck, if we could get that,
right? If I could get that, that'd be awesome.
Be wonderful.
So that's a very interesting balance too of finding that, like, yes, some people do it for fun and they can, but then others cannot.
Yeah, that's what like where I'm at. Like, I'm not even a headliner yet, right? Like, I don't have an hour. I don't. Could I talk for an hour? Sure. Is it going to be funny the whole time? No. And that's what you really have to know. That's one of those like things you learn along the way with like newer comedians. If you're like, oh, I have 25 minutes, it's like, okay, you have 15. Like, you have 15 actually funny. Got it. And it's just, so there's a lot of those newer 9-to-5ers who will do it, and okay, cool. But if you're committed, like, you got to be in it, man. You have to be obsessed. You have to be obsessed. If you're doing it occasionally, you're never gonna. There's people who I knew have been doing the same 3 to 5 minutes for literally like 3 years. Like, write one new joke, please. One. Just one. But again, I'm a baby in comedy. I'm looking up at these other people. I'm trying not to focus on that part. I'm like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going this way. I'm going to focus up there. It's like that saying, like, you'll never, like, if you're trying to be a millionaire, you'll never see someone with more money than you, like, making fun of you for opening your first business. If you're trying to be a dancer, a successful dancer, will never, for you taking your first dance class, like, the good people are out there, but there's a lot of bad.
It sounds like you've had a lot of
I've had a lot of bad. I've had a lot of bad. I'm a little bit of an anomaly. I live in an enemy. Love Finding Nemo. Love Finding Dory. I like Ellen DeGeneres too. I know she gets a lot of hate now, but I low key love Ellen DeGeneres. I love Ellen DeGeneres. I know she may have done some things, but as a comedian, I think she's funny. And she was canceled. She was canceled before it was cool. She was like, I'm a lesbian. And they were like, we're taking your show away.
Couldn't see it coming.
Did have a dead girlfriend, but I digress. I love conspiracy theories. If you're ever into a good conspiracy theory, I'll talk conspiracies all day.
I don't think I'm into any conspiracy theories. I think the only one that I think about, or I don't think about it often. No, I kind of do, because I listen to her music, is that Avril Lavigne one.
Oh, that she was replaced?
Yeah.
I so believe she was replaced.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. She was all punk rock. You would never tell me that the woman that sang Complicated would turn around and make everything pink gumble bum. I'm doing really great with words in this segment. Gumble bum pop.
I do hear you. No, trust me. I listen. I love Avril Lavigne, okay? She was my girl. But also, like, if you don't develop your sound, I don't know. I also believe in, like, growing up as well. And I mean, I didn't do a lot into this conspiracy of it. Like, I didn't dive deep into it, but, like, I sure hope as shit that I look different at 30, whatever.
I do at 17.
Then I do at 17.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, I hope I look better. And B, I mean, she's had a long career. But if you listen to her albums, I feel like it was a slow
change.
Burn. Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like it was a flip of a switch. What was that? The boyfriend. Hey, you. That's where they lost me. That's where I was like, I also don't trust anyone. So.
But if you listen to the other songs in that album, a lot of them are still pretty
So maybe she just had to do that one to, like, appease the label or whoever. And then, I don't know, man. I'm also... I don't want to get...
You're like, I'm going to be in the hot seat.
The FBI, I swear to God, I'm being, like, gang stalked right now or something. So I'm like, I say too much sometimes. But I will not be remembered as a woman who kept her mouth shut. I also don't trust anybody.
Okay, so we'll move into the part where I ask, what is your funniest story as a performer?
Okay. I've had quite a few scenarios, so I had to sit down and think about this one. I know I have one for sure, though, with Silent but Deadly in particular, because that show in November, it'll be a year that we've been running it. I know. As of January, it's weekly. It's every Friday, 9 p.m., Area 15. But it took a while to get, like, the venue on board with it, too, right? So we're getting in this flow, and, like, more people are showing up, and, like, it's gaining interest, and we're like, all right, cool, great. So I'm doing this show, and they told me right before that, like, Mr. Moneybags Big Boy is there, and he's finally coming to see the show. And I was like, oh, fuck, you should have told me that before. Like, tell me after. Like, don't tell me right before. So I go in, start the show, do my bit, do the whole blah, 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 do the thing. And we're all wearing headphones, right? And it's a wireless mic. And I am literally introducing the comedian that's going to be coming up on stage. And I hear my headphones go silent, which is okay. Sometimes they die. Their headphones, sometimes they die, is what it is. But then I see everyone's hands reach for their headphones. And I was like, oh, no. It looked like 50 fireflies just, like, reaching and lifting off at the same time. I was like, dear God, no. So all of the audio went. All of the audio went, was completely cut. Mr. Big Bags this is the only time in which this has happened. He's watching the show. And I'm like, dear God, no. And again, it's just you on a stage, right? So I have like a couple people over looking at the audio, and I could see they're handling it. I literally ran around to all of the tables of people, just like cracking little jokes with them at their tables, blah, blah, blah. You could still flip the channel and hear the music on other channels because they're silent disco headphones. So I was like, yeah, tune to red, like hang out, blah, blah, blah. Crack a joke at this table, crack a joke at this table. And then after 5 minutes, we realized all it freaking was the batteries in the handheld went. They were dead. We had 3 people do a mic check. one of them being me, and the batteries died. But at the time, I was like shitting a brick, being like, I'm never going to have a show again. I can't believe this just happened. But luckily, we kept going and like not a single person left. Like we were able to keep everyone in there. Everything was cool. Everything was great. And I think if anything, it showed to him like, oh, they can handle a situation if like shit hits the fan or something. Yeah. So that for sure, that shook me up. Like I felt like, you know, in like That's So Raven when they do the flat, like that was me being like, no, like of all the times, like now, are you kidding me?
Of course.
No.
Every night we've been here, the singular night.
That one. I also had, this one might be even better, but in very, very early on, like my first year in comedy, I got booked in replacement of, there was supposed to be this like big mom influencer who was supposed to do the show, backed out last minute. And so I got offered to do the show. And at the time I had a 9-to-5 job, but the timing of the show, like, because I was doing content, so I had weird hours, and the timing of the show, I had to essentially like call out sick, right, to do the show. So I called out sick to do this show, get to the show, do my thing. I was like doing 25 minutes before I had 25 minutes. I did not have 25 minutes. I had 15 minutes. But I did the show. Okay, cool, great. A lady comes after me after the show. She's like, hey, like you did great, blah, blah, blah. Do you recognize me? And I was like, no. She's like, I'm HR at your job. Yep.
No.
Yep. I was like, oh, are you? Are you now? Needless to say, I didn't work there much longer after that.
Not HR?
Yep, HR. Not like someone you work with, a coworker. Nope, HR. Right there.
The universe said, we need to get her out of this job. Let's have HR come in.
HR, can you step in for us?
Can you take care of this?
Thanks. Yeah. So, I mean, she told me I was funny and it was great. And I had to go there like and talk to her again when I was like, here's my badge. Like, I don't work here anymore. So I had a very pleasant exchange. I mean, she thought I was funny. That's all that matters. But, you know, be careful. Big city, small town.
It's a very small town.
Yeah. Like, God damn it. And it's funny because I had, like, at the time I used a joke, like, about that job a bunch, too. So I was, like, talking about the job and, like, roasting the job. And then I was like, oh, you work there, too.
Oops.
My bad. Yeah, my bad, guys.
But you laughed.
You laughed, right? I can make you laugh. Cool. As long as no more job. Got it. See you guys at the next one. Yeah. So between the headphones and HR, it's been a wild ride.
That's okay. Come back stronger, right?
Yeah. Everything is a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to find that lesson and hopefully learn from it.
Yeah. You just got to take the notes after the test, you know?
Yeah. That's a really good way to put it. Take the notes after the test.
Yep.
Do what you love and everything else will fall into place or out of it.
And then HR finds the notes and you're out of a job. So
HR will always find you. Please remember, HR represents the company. They do not represent you. Okay? They're not your friend. HR is not your friend. Not your friend, ever.
If you take anything from this podcast, it is that.
HR is not your friend. Even if you make them laugh, it will get you fired. They will not keep your secrets. They will be there at the show taking notes.
And recording as evidence.
You know, I'm not convinced that didn't happen.
Okay, I think I have one more question. We'll see. So you mentioned it earlier in the podcast, but you said after you became a mom, you thought your career was over and you like actually grieved. How did you come back into
with a lot of vengeance? With a whole lot of vengeance. That's what really happened. So my pregnancies were not planned. They were not planned. They happened sporadically. When I got pregnant with my first Brady, I was working at the Speedway, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I was the video production coordinator. So I was still in sports world and I was still party hosting as well. So I literally gave up my job to be a mom. The week I found out I was pregnant, their dad had started his own business in California. So it was great timing. And my whole pregnancy, he was in California, I was in Vegas. So I already had this like self-established like, and I was terribly sick with him too. I had this condition called preeclampsia. So I was monstrous. I was huge. I was so, because like part of it is you gain excessive weight because you're gaining fluid. So when I was like the big marshmallow man blobbing around, it was crazy. So I was like doing the gung ho, like, no, I still gotta do this and while pregnant. So I had that like individualism, that hyper independence, like already established. So then when I gave birth to Brady, we both almost died. And I had this epiphany of like, okay, family matters. Fuck the job, fuck everything else. Family matters. And then I got pregnant very quickly, like literally 3 months later, I was pregnant with Rocky. Literally thought I was going to die because I'd almost died with the first one. Luckily, we both made it, but I almost died with the first one. And I was like, oh, I'm for sure going to die this time. Like, I wrote notes to everyone in my family, like, I thought I was going to die. So and this is like all during COVID as well, because my son was born in 2019. My daughter was born May of 2020. Yes. Peak COVID. Like I'm telling you, so he was born in Vegas. She was born in California. In California, they tried to make me like wear a mask while giving birth. It was a whole thing. I was like, y'all can get so fucked right now. It was a whole thing. But so during that time, everything was so confusing, right? We were like, what is going on? So it almost was a blessing in disguise that nothing made sense because I was able to be like, well, if nothing makes sense, anything could make sense then, right?
Yeah.
So when I was coming back to it, even when I first only had Brady, that brief in-between time, I had moved to California, no friends, no family, no nothing. I was applying for an arena at the Clippers. I saw that it was up. So I like literally like took my resume and some cupcakes, got on an electric scooter, went over to Staples Center, finessed my way all the way up to the front offices and like dropped my resume off with my cupcakes and was like, I'm here in case you need me. Also, Clippers, like maybe step up your security a little bit. That was way too easy for me to get in there. Like I think I was like pretending to be an Uber Eats driver or something. Like I just like, boop, right up. Anyway, but so that was me testing the waters and I was like, okay, like I still have this drive in me, right? And then I had baby number 2 and I was like, there's no way. No, there's no way. But I still had my video production-ness in me, right? So during COVID, that was weirdly a good thing because people needed videos a lot. Like a lot, like here's these safety videos and whatever other kind of video. We can't reach you in person, so everything's video. So I was booking these video jobs and I was like, all right. I put them down for a nap. I go out into the garage and I record. So I was finding all these like ways of you can make it happen. So all that was already instilled in me. And so I literally went from I dead ass thought my career was over. When I found out I was pregnant, I was like, my career is done. There's never a chance I'm going to work in sports again. And then someone in my life told me I would never work in Vegas again. I would never work in sports again. And I wasn't funny. And I am very fueled by the fire. So I turned around. I worked in Vegas. I worked in sports and I'm fucking funny. So it was a lot of revenge. Taylor Swift. What's good? Life of a showgirl.
Whatever works.
If it works, it works. But yeah, so that was like in a nutshell. That's what had happened. Someone telling me you can't do it made me do it.
You're like, bet.
Watch me.
You're going to get my front row seat.
Bitch. So yeah, very, very revengeful. But I did have like along the way, I had a life coach at one point and her big motto was like, you can be both. And so even while I was like testing the waters of like performing full time, not having like, blessed to perform all the time, always like very, very blessed for that. And so she was telling me, she's like, you can be both. Like, who says you can't? And I sat there, I was like, well, if J-Lo can do it, I think I can do it too. It all goes back to J-Lo.
Inspiration is everywhere.
Is she? She is, you know? She steals other people's shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I can't think of her name right now. Who's the voice of J-Lo? Ashanti. Oh, there's a nice rabbit hole for you. Ashanti, J-Lo. Go down it.
Okay.
As a performer, you should know this.
Okay.
Ashanti's really the singer.
Oh, yeah. Got you. I'm really bad at pop culture.
Oh, you're fine. I paid a lot of attention to pop culture growing up. I was raised by my TV, so I knew a lot about culture. Random pop-up videos, that was my jam. I'm full of useless information, and I swear to God, it's from pop-up videos. Just watching it and be like, oh, Kurt Cobain killed himself with it. Okay, I don't want to go there, but he did.
I love learning about you.
You know, at least one person does.
Okay, I have one final question.
Yeah.
If somebody had the thought of, I really want to get into stand-up comedy, and you could give them just a little bit of advice, what would you tell them?
Just go do it. Just go do it. Just rip off the Band-Aid and go do it. You're going to tell yourself, like, I have to do this first and I have to do that first. And no, just go do it. Find your local open mic and just go do it. Like, you will see a lot of terrible performances if you go to an open mic. And I really encourage you to go watch them to kind of give yourself a little bit of confidence to be like, oh, because it's an open mic. It's open. Some people literally go there just to trauma dump for the week. And you're like, oh, okay. There wasn't a single joke in there, but God, I want to hug you. So literally just do it. You're funnier than you think you are. Don't do it for the other comedians in the room. Do it for the audience and do it for obviously yourself a little bit too. And you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to go out there and fucking murder your first time. If you do, okay, cool, great. You're going to go out your second time and eat shit. So just keep doing it. It's a learned skill. I'm still learning it. I have these other things in my belt that make me a little bit more experienced along the way, which is great. But it's just like anything else. You gotta study it, learn it, and do 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 it. Stage time, stage time, stage time. Create your own stages. Haunted Brunch. Do you want to know how I got that?
Yeah.
Okay. So they posted a swing position for singing MC. Because it was Katie Marie. God love Katie Marie. She's so talented. I
love her.
She's
yep, love her.
She's so good. But so she was the MC and they needed a swing. I applied and I was like, hey, I can't sing, but I bet I can make you laugh. And I did. And so that's how I got it. So it went from like this one singing part to, oh, like let's do comedy in it. So like just shooting your shot at things too. And let me tell you something. I learned that from J-Lo. There's a story J-Lo tells where she went to gymnastics auditions, but as a dancer, So I literally always remembered that. And then it's so funny it happened in my real life. That 2 for 2 on singing auditions and booking them as a comedian. So just shoot your shot. Go out there, do the things. Stages are going to appear in weird places. There's, I can't think of her name right now, but there's a comedian who, like, the second she started doing comedy, she opened her own comedy club because she had the means to do so. And she created her own stage. So, like, literally stage time. So if you want to get into comedy, it's not just something you could do once a month. And no, get all of the stage time that you can get if it's something you truly want to do. Hit the stage, all of the stages. Like I was telling someone how I go to these like nitty gritty bar shows that like one of them, like we almost got shot. We had to leave the other day. Like it was sketch. So also trust your intuition. But like you have to do those shows. You're not just going to go out and perform in front of 80 people. You're going to do 2 people shows. You're going to do shows in front of just fellow comedians who have all already seen all of your jokes. Like you're going to do those backyard bullshit shows and you have to do them. That's where you really learn how to be a good performer, I think. Like even in dance, like have you ever done a show where it's like only a handful of people?
Yes.
Yeah. You got a children's party. I don't know. Have you ever done children's parties?
No.
Okay. I don't know. I was trying to think of an equivalent in dance world to like an open mic, but I guess it's just.
I mean, there's been auditions I went to where I was like, oh, I fucking killed it. And then the next audition, I was like, oh, God.
Not my best.
Oh, no. Or even just shows of like, I've done a show where we had a chair. Chair fell. I was dancing over the fallen chair. And then like I fell off the pod and I was like, what else is going to happen? Like, come on now. So, I mean, like, there's that. But not necessarily, it hasn't, maybe I'm not thinking of the right scenarios, but not necessarily as grueling as
it is.
that.
Comedy is the nitty gritty, I will say. It's the degenerates, it's bottom barrel. Because you think of the people that you know and love, which is great, but it's like any performance space where like not everyone is Julian Huff, right? Like you got it. There's the underbellies.
I mean, like this. And I don't know, probably not, no one will relate to this, but even like hosting the tournaments and stuff, the slot tournament crowd is so much different from the blackjack crowd.
I could see that.
Oh, slot tournaments, so high energy. We are so excited and we are so ready to win money. And you're like, yeah, let's go. Blackjack?
They got to pay attention. They're doing math.
Nope. I asked them if they were ready to start their final round. Not like are you ready to go? It was just like everyone was there and I was like, okay, it's early, but are you guys ready to go? They stared at me like I had 17 heads and was naked. I was like, Great, so pick up your cards. We're going to get ready in 3, 2, 1. You guys have a great round. And I was like, oh my God.
Now you're like, I feel like an asshole. I feel like an asshole.
I'm just going to go hide behind the special events team now.
But those are the lessons. Those are the things you take away from. You're like, okay, now I know.
Yeah.
So
none of them want to talk to me. Got it.
They want to focus. You're just there to tell them what to do and when to do it. Okay, got it.
No, I could have hosted that whole thing naked and no one would have cared.
They're so focused in on this.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I had a show recently on the Strip where I came out and I was hosting and I was like, hey, Vegas, how you doing? Crickets. And I'm like, you guys are in Vegas. What are you doing? So I have like a go-to to like split the crowd and warm them up and call them autistic donkeys. It's a whole thing. But yeah, like when you come out and you're in those moments, you're like, all right, well, that hurt my ego. You guys are lame.
Right? Or not. This is just the rehearsal. The show's going to happen later. Okay?
Yeah.
Got it. So, here we go.
Back to blackjack.
That's all. If there is a crowd that I'm hosting that they just don't reply, I'm like, don't worry, guys. It's just the rehearsal. This isn't the real show. And then they kind of do a little giggle. I'm like, okay. We're alive.
God, I'm on my side.
Like,
that's the thing.
We're alive.
Acknowledging it, right?
Yeah.
Acknowledge it. Don't just.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, you gotta acknowledge it. It like releases that tension.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, so I think that's all the questions I have. Nothing else is popping in my head. So if anybody wants to follow you or come to Silent But Deadly, that's every Friday?
Every Friday at Area 15, 9 p.m. doors, 9:30 showtime.
Mm-hmm.
Once a month at the John Wick Experience, we have the hit list. Also post that on Silent But Deadly Comedy, so just look there. You'll see all the shows. I'm Hailey Brooks is here on Instagram and Hailey's Happy Hour on TikTok because I like to keep everything confusing. And those are all the places you can find me.
And are those shows at Area 15 throughout like the year, throughout the next year?
Yeah, we're good. We're good
okay.
until they tell me no.
Love it.
So we're gonna keep going.
I'm performing at Paris until they tell me no.
There you go.
I get it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, and I knew it was from humble beginnings, like I said. And hurdles.
Yeah. Oh, I ran hurdles. Fell 3 times in one race. Anyway, thanks. I'm so glad this was fun. Thanks for having me. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Before the Curtain. Please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever it is you listen to the podcast. We love to hear your virtual round of applause. If you know of a production or artist that deserves to have their story told, send us an email or message us on Instagram by clicking the link in the description.